that on India the tariffs are imposed.
Okay.
Then the local industries get affected, no doubt. Then you said that the USA and the European countries they are developed and they are the richest. But India is a developing country. You agree that?
Yes. Okay.
Huh. By the tariff barriers, as on India, the tariffs are imposed. The USA imposed the tariffs on India. So the local industries get affected by.
You are only wasting my time. You only answer of my question. Why do you? I have 4 to 5 questions for you. Please answer this fastly. Because my first question.
What about the employment?
No. The employment is not the topic. I am asking the question. You are answering.
You said that USA is a developed country and a richest country. So what about the India? India is a developing country. And
I am not talking about this. You must answer only my question.
I am giving example to you.
No example. I want only the answer. Why do you the richest country like USA and the continent Europe impose tariff regularly? If they are barrier, only give this much answer of the question. Why they are applying that? Why they are applying tariff if you are saying that it is a barrier? Why?
सगळ्यात पहिले टॅरिफ का बरं इम्पोज करत असतात त्यांच्या लोकल इंडस्ट्रीजला
आणि माझी गोष्ट इंग्लिश यू
First of all, you have to know that why a country imposes tariffs on the other country. So tell the answer.
No.
That only I am explaining. You are not.
Tariff is the import duty. That we apply on the other countries. Simple. You can answer of my question.
But why
there are only you my answer of my question. I am ready to give answer of all the question that you asked. Give my answer of my question. Okay, my next question. If you are not answering, okay, next. After Great Depression, you know, countries that impose protective tariffs recover faster. If tariff are barrier, how do you explain that historical fact?
See that I will show you. If we see the historical event that a act was applied, Smooth Forest Act in 1930. The act the USA imposed tariffs on 20% imported goods.
Okay.
During the Great Depression, world trade fell by 66% between 1929 to 1934. And this result in the it deepened the global economic crisis and led to decrease in the progress and the growth of all over the world.
But they recovered too much faster, and you said that they are applying tariff. It means tariff is not a barrier.
No, that is
what I'm saying. And you are.
I have taken the example of historical events only. That the tariffs which were applied by the USA in that act. So it deepened the economic crisis. It did not recover fast. It deepened the great economic crisis all over the world.
But it was for a short term, not a long term. You are saying that it recovered faster. Please read your data carefully.
At that time, as you said that countries impose the tax, so they are not good.
No, I don't say that. I am saying that you said that the tariffs are barrier to trade. Then why the developing countries are applying tariffs after
they develop? That's why they recover in the short term. Short term.
This India
What about the countries which are what about the developing countries?
Give my answer of the question. After the depression, countries that impose tariffs. I am not talking about only USA. When the debate starts, you are saying about USA and USA only. I am not talking about only the USA.
I am also talking about the world. All over the world, there are not only developed countries.
USA is not the world. I want to say.
And let me tell In all over the world, not only the countries like USA are developed, but USA is a developed
Which
country.
is not only the developed country.
Example, there are also the underdeveloped countries and the developing countries. So what about them? Tell that.
I am asking you why they recovered faster. Don't ask me the next question. Give my answer of the question.
I have given answer. Yes, I have given.
What is the answer? I don't understand, please.
You told me that the example of the developed countries, but what about the
I didn't give any
underdeveloped?
example. You. I am only asking the question.
But what about the underdeveloped and the developing countries?
You can't ask me the question under development, developing countries. I don't want to talk about that. Give my answer of the question.
The countries which are developed, they can recover fast in the short term.
But how? I applied that only, and you are saying that I did that. I get it.
No, they are already developed countries. You are talking about developed countries and they are already developed, so they have the money to recover fast. But what about the underdeveloped and the developing countries? They are not able to recover fast. They did not have the money. What about the unemployment?
And my friend David has already explained about the underdeveloped and developing countries, and you are asking again and again. Why?
Now I will ask the question.
Actually, give my answer of the question. Actually, I will ask you a question.
Just right now, Professor has taken opposition.
Take the top. Take the top.
Wait a second. Let's
Your group is God or what? Can be asked parallelly to each other. They can be asked parallelly to each other. It is not that only the opposition leader will ask the question and the member of the house will answer, or either the person who are in favor, they will only ask the question. They can be asked parallelly, and you have to give answer.
I was not able to give the answer properly. I let you ask the question and I will give the answers properly so your teammates will get a better idea of how to give answers.
And the tariff are you are saying good. Then what about the agriculturist farmers? What about them?
What's question?
Agricultural farmers are suffering from tariff.
How? They are
And
not suffering.
the input cost and the machinery they require, they are very costly and
India is developing in the sector of electronics. We have developed.
you are thinking about only electronic.
Make in India Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay. To clear your concept, let me give you example of South Korea. In 1990s and 1980s, no, your concepts are not clear, so let me clear it first. Okay, so in South Korea in 1990s and 80s, there was a rice famine where the farmers were suffering a lot. And if the same condition is happening in India, so right now the tariffs are for that to support to promote our India.
What about if there is
Let me clear. So how are you asking question? There is not payment. If there is problem, then what is the question? Right? If there is not problem.
farmers are suffer earlier. Payment is about 8 to 10 days. The farmers are suffer earlier. Then what about them?
There are government policies and that has nothing to do with it. That is only clear the agriculture and the farmers that okay. Now there is Punjab payment. Do you know?
Yes, I don't. I agree.
Does it have any relation with the tariff? Government is providing them facilities. There are FDI. There are
Yes, but they are not giving to all the farmers or not. There are many farmers in in India they are not having the all facilities.
They are having, but they are not having.
Yes,
They have
not aware about facilities even. Not aware about facilities.
that doesn't enter in the topic of tariff.
You are entering tariff. I am not entering in the tariff.
We are, the topic is that our tariffs are very great. So what facilities, do facilities are great? Do you get facilities? Do you sell or purchase the facilities? Are they tariff right?
No.
You just said no.
I am talking about the farmers. You are talking about another.
I am talking also about farmers.
You know which profit the farmers get?
They are getting the profit.
Which?
Well, which? I also. See, they are, if you are saying the farmers are suffering, there are subsidies to promote them, to let them cope up with them.
Is this the topic of tariff?
So, your question is the topic of tariff. Your question is the topic of tariff. Do we take the facility? You ask question on it. Very first, you make your
Topic is how tariff is useful for farmer.
Yeah, so it is. So I am giving the same answer.
You are going to
So
subsidy.
your question is wrong. That's not my
My
point.
question is not wrong. Your understanding is wrong.
My understanding is that you don't have the capacity to understand what I am saying. You lack your knowledge and that's why you are saying like that.
So, ऐसा है. Then answer my question.
I have given you the
Which
example.
answer given you? Which example?
I have the South Korean example I have given you that there was a rice payment. The people increase the price so that the people will be able to promote the local farming so that the products that are the agricultural products that are growing in the same country would be bought. So in that country, what?
Cost of one tractor you know?
Do you have tractor?
Yes, I have.
So do you trade it? It is a trade.
No, trading.
Are they barrier to trade?
No, the cost of tractor with the tariff increase the not affordable for farmers, small farmers.
Why it is affordable? Tractor. Don't you know Mahindra and all these companies they are making tariff.
Can be
Let me clear you guys the tractors and the things that are made in India. Tariff is the import duties that are made in India. India don't
There are many parts that not made in India. First be clear about that.
I have clear about that. You don't have that
You
knowledge.
don't know anything. You are listening.
I have given example. You not understand.
No, that is not my answer.
I have given if you don't understand it.
No, not understanding.
Now let me ask my question. According to WTO 2025, the global merchandise trade is projected to grow by 2.6% in 2025, despite tariffs being increased by USA, China, and India. 2.65. You better is to you update your knowledge.
No.
2.65.
You should update it.
Yeah, I have updated. Answer my question. Answer my question. Do you know about WTO? Then you like your knowledge, no? It's the basic thing that if you are coming here for debate, you should know about WTO. So if you like knowledge, like me, then you tell me what is WTO. WTO is World Trade Organization. I know, you like the knowledge and like the understanding. I have told you that WTO is World. You first answer my question. Listen.
You answer my question?
Yeah, I have.
Which answer you have given? South Korea, South
I
Korea.
have given you example and also if you like your understanding, now if you understand my question, I'm asking you WTO, which is World Trade Organization. In 2025, they have projected that the global trade merchandise has grown by 2.6% despite of the tariffs that are introduced by USA, China, and India. So in this case, how does the global trade increases despite of tariffs? So in this case, I don't think so that there are barriers.
You can also support. They will say it's not support. Debate is a team work, not an individual.
You answer.
as the tariff increase the cost, tariff increase the cost is not beneficial for common people. It's not beneficial for common people.
You give an answer. If there, despite of tariff, there is growth in the trade. How it is possible? My question is that despite of tariff, if they are varying, then how the increasing in the trade is possible? Simple.
As the tariff you are saying is good, but it is not. No, no, no.
You continue then.
Yes. You are saying the WTO. As they are saying the tariffs are good because they are good for the only on developed countries. They are not.
They are beneficial for developing countries like India to let me clear the judges that India is a developing economy with a large domestic market, and according to the India's union budget, let me tell you, you are saying for developed countries it is not profitable. So according to the India's union budget in financial year of 2023-24, the income duty collection were estimated as 2.13 lakh crore. For your knowledge, it estimates approximately counts for $26 billion, and that's the revenue. Tariff holds 8 to 10% of share in total tax revenue. Despite of introduction of GST in 2017, the import duties remain a key source of the tax revenue. So this is how they contribute in our economy. They also help in revenue generation and in a country like India. So India is a developing country. Now the question is for underdeveloped countries. So underdeveloped country. So let me give you the example of Vietnam. You know about it. It is an underdeveloped country. So they also impose tariffs on they also import duties. So they are also generating a revenue. So it is indirectly helping the nation for growing.
What about the common people of the underdeveloped country? What about daily common people?
The question, I am asking the question, then you ask the question.
And you are telling the it is beneficial for whole country.
Yeah, it is.
What about the common people?
The country is not about the common people. They all came in under. So if there is, so let me tell you, if there is revenue generation, the same money can be used in infrastructure, healthcare, and all facilities for the common people.
Many streets are there.
What you
People are living in the streets. Streets, I listen properly first.
or you speak properly.
I speak properly.
It is expected in this class round that either side put one question and other should reply. And then another side will put another question and the next opposing side will give the answer of it. First of all, we should know it well that there is an English phrase. When the argument loses its strength, then the strength become argument. जब हमारे युक्तिवाद में की ताकत समाप्त हो जाती है, जब हम कुछ बोल नहीं पाते, तब हम क्या करते हैं? हम भी हमारा आवाज बढ़ाते हैं, कल्ला हल्ला शुरू कर देते हैं। जब पता है कि इसका हम जवाब नहीं दे सकते, तो हम क्या करते हैं? तो हम आवाज बढ़ा के हमको थमाने वाले को दबाने की कोशिश करते हैं। But it clearly discloses that he has no strength of argument. इसलिए याद रखो कि हमारा आवाज बढ़ना ये हमारी ताकत बढ़ाने वाला नहीं है। हमारे आर्गुमेंट के कंटेंट जो है they will only increase your strength, है ना? जरा सा मैं चाहूंगा कि कुछ तो भी वैसे भी ये बहुत म्हणजे मी सगळ्यांना सांगतो खरंच एक कौतुकाची गोष्ट आहे. नाही तर या वयामध्ये कशी चर्चा करायला पाहिजे आपण? क्रिकेट है ना? नाही तर मग स्पोर्टच्या गेलं पाहिजे, टीव्हीच्या सिरीजच्या गेल्या पाहिजे, सिनेमाच्या गेल्या पाहिजे, एखाद्या गाण्याच्या गेल्या पाहिजे, नाही तर मग हिरो हिरोचा काय लफडं सुरू त्याच्या गेल्या पाहिजे. त्याच्याऐवजी आपली मुलं ग्लोबल प्रॉब्लेम वरती थिंकिंग करतात आणि तुम्ही ते ऐकून घेता. छोटीशी गोष्ट नाही आहे, परंतु आता आपण जर त्या सिरियस मोडला आलो तर सिरियस मोडवर आपली चर्चा सुरू झाली पाहिजे. थोडंसं समजून घ्या केवळ एकमेकांवरती आवाज वाढवणं, आरडाओरडा करणं हे दोन भावांमधलं भांडण नाही आहे. आपले अकॅडमिक डिस्कशन सारखा प्रकार आहे आणि खूप वरती आहे. म्हणजे या विचारावरती बाहेरच्या शाळांमध्ये त्या पोरांना थोडं दिले जात नाही, ते त्याच्यावर विचारही करत नाही. तर थोडंसं आपण समजून घ्यायचं आहे. त्याचं जे स्टेटस आहे ते स्टेटस आपण पाळलं पाहिजे. म्हणजे या राऊंडमध्ये मला ते खूप जाणवलं. उत्तर नाही जमत आहे ना एखाद्या वेळी तर सगळ्यात चांगलं असतं, कारण तुम्हाला उद्या वाय करावं लागणार आहे. तुमचे सगळं एज्युकेशन संपल्यानंतर तुम्हाला जेव्हा तुम्ही जॉब पाहायला जाल तर त्यावेळी तिथे तुमचा एक वाय होतो. आणि वायवामध्ये कसं असतं, समोर 5-7 जण बसलेले असतात आणि आपल्याला एकट्याने उत्तर द्यायचं असतं. आणि एखाद्या वेळेस वेळ येते की त्या प्रश्नाचं उत्तर आपण नाही देऊ शकत. मग त्यावेळी तिथे तुम्ही आर्ग्युमेंट कराल तर तुम्हाला एका नंतर तुमच्या जॉबवरती क्रॉस मागेल की हा नॉट एलिजिबल. लक्षात ठेवा की अशा वेळी नाही उत्तर देऊ शकत तर आपण उत्तर आणि कबूल करणं पुरेसं असतो. परंतु त्याच्यावरती उलटा प्रश्न विचारणं दॅट इज नॉट प्रॉपर. आपल्याला तिथे पहिला आपला विषय काय की आपण उत्तर द्यायचं, आपण उत्तरच द्यायचं आहे. हा म्हणजे या बाबतीत एक तुम्ही सगळे नवीन मुलं आठवण ते आमच्या काळात एक गाणं होतं सिनेमामध्ये. ते गाणं होतं की एक सवाल मैं करू और एक सवाल तुम करो और हर सवाल का जवाब भी सवाल हो. एखाद्या युट्यूबवर ज्यांना इंटरेस्ट आहे ना त्यांनी काय गाणं खूप मस्त गाणं आहे. पण तसं पाहिजे असतं म्हणजे उत्तरांना प्रश्न निवडू शकतात. परंतु आपलं जे सुरू होतं ते प्रश्न बाजूला राहू द्यायचा आणि त्याच्यावर पुन्हा प्रश्न काढायचा. थोडंसं स्टेटसनी अपेक्षित आपल्याला हा राहू होणं है ना. करा दुसरं एकदा.
Let me start. If we call barrier, trade barrier, then what do we call dependence on imports? A country that cannot produce for itself is not just a trading. Is it trading? It's sovereignty. Would you please like to explain me what the trade obstruction means? You are just specifying it as trades are barrier. So what do we call?
No, trades are not there. I am not. This is the import duty. Please.
No, you are indirectly saying that.
Who? I didn't see it.
Your topic is that. You are answering.
What you are saying? You said that trades are barrier. Not trades are tariff. I am not a trades.
Tariff are the barrier. The tariffs are the customer.
I am talking about that. So please answer. Please. चलिए बोलने लगे तुम बोलो.
Respected opponent.
Yes.
If we call tariff barrier, then what do we call dependence on import? Tariffs are not barrier. Tariffs are not barrier. They are making the local products and the foreign products competitors. They are giving the chance to compete with the domestic products to the foreign.
Yes.
That's not a barrier in business. So how do you explain that?
Tariffs are not barrier. You are saying that, na? Tariffs are not barrier. You are saying. I will give you an example. You are saying that tariffs are not.
Okay, give.
So what is about the first thing? What is the in India we see that the smuggling, the amount of smuggling is increasing. The smuggling, the corruption and many things are occurring, and by this the economy of our country is damaging. So how you can tell that the tariffs are not barrier to our economy India?
It's not. Your answer is not relevant.
You ask the question first to be clear.
So for your knowledge,
Yes.
if we call tariff barrier, then what do we call dependence on import? A country that cannot produce for itself is not just trading, it's trading its sovereignty.
Okay, you are telling that the dependency on the trade is tariff. Yes, you are saying that, na?
Okay? Main knowledge.
Okay, you know that. Okay.
Let me repeat.
Yes.
If we call tariff barriers, then what do we call dependence on import? A country that cannot produce for itself is not just trading, it's trading its sovereignty to other countries.
Okay, you are telling that the import on the trade are the tariff barriers. Okay, you are saying that now. So you are also saying about the competition. So tariff barrier, we are saying that tariffs are the barrier to our tariffs are the barrier to trade. We are saying that. So firstly, tariff what?
Just repeat your answer.
Tariff are barrier to the trade.
Please answer my question. Please.
You are saying the repeat the answer.
Just properly answer my question.
Okay, give me a second. Okay. I will ask. Okay. I will ask my question. As today, because of the tariffs, means the percentage of smuggling is increasing. So please justify this statement.
There is none of the connection with tariff and smuggling.
Who said this smuggling?
Tariff
Because of the tariff, the
tariff are the import.
because of the high
Tariff are the import duty. Tariff are the import duty.
Yes.
Just let it clear.
Yes. Tariffs are the import duty.
Huh.
Continue. What?
So what's the connection with smuggling?
Can I tell the connection?
Okay. Continue.
If a product is expensive in a country, people who are getting the people bought the good from the illegal way.
Finish your question and then you will answer.
As today, because of tariff, the percentage of smuggling is increasing. Justify the sentence. Okay.
There are many reasons. First of all, smuggling. You are just specifying that tariff is the main reason. How it can be possible? Tariff is not the main reason for smuggling.
As you firstly told that tariff and smuggling has no connection, so please justify.
There are. Let me update your answer. Let me update your knowledge, please. Tariff is legal. Smuggling is illegal. So,
Then
no connection. Illegal, legal. Do you even understand illegal? Let me question you. According to UNCTAD to 25, what trade reached a record $32 trillion. Even though one-third of global trade still face tariff. If tariffs are such big barriers, how will the world achieve the highest ever true value under tariff?
the question, huh?
Yes, it's done. Let me explain. According to UNCTAD 25, world trade reached a record of $32 trillion, even though the one-third of global trade still face tariff. If tariffs are such a big barrier, how did the world achieve the highest ever trade under the tariff?
Under the tariff, how the world is achieving that? You are asking that.
Yes.
So, firstly, the tariff.
Do you even know the full form of UNCTAD?
You are asking question or she is asking question? Then why are you suggesting to her?
We have teamwork.
Sir, I have told that. Sir, I told
Just
that.
answer my question.
Then why she is asking?
Let me repeat. According to UNCTAD 25, world trade reached a record of $32 trillion, even though one-third of global trade still face tariff. If tariff are such a big barrier, how did the world achieve the highest ever value under tariff? Do you even know the answer?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay. Please don't waste my time. Just give up.
Okay, after the next question, I am saying my question. So, as firstly said that about the national security as in the listen to me round. In the listen me round, your opponents had told about that the national security, how the national security is damaged or how it is affected. Please explain.
Okay, let me just clear. If we are even giving our import to, or even we are exporting the products of military products or whatever the war products are, we are indirectly giving them idea about our strategy. So that's a big deal for us, our safety.
How but it is not compulsory now. If we are taking from the
So the time. Let me continue.
Okay.
Let me ask the next question. Now you are saying that tariffs are not barriers to trade, but because of tariffs, the employment has been reduced. So
Who said that employment is reduced?
the US Labor Department has published a report in which in India, first I will give example of India and there are other countries. So listen first. In India, the 21st before tariffs,
In India, in US it is 25 reduced, but it increased the employment by 8,000.
see, the US report suggests that in India, first the employment that the people wanted was 22,000 people of weekly, but after tariffs were imposed, it went up to 2,42,000 people weekly of
But in US the labor cost is more.
In US there is labor cost, but what about the underdeveloped and developing countries?
Tariff are good for them if they impose tariff on import goods, then the revenue of the government will increase.
See.
And this revenue will invest in future education and etc.
See, there are underdeveloped countries, there are some countries in South Africa which have limited source. So for them, trading is very hard and because of the US import tariffs, they are struggling now. And as we know that our
It's not. In Africa, there are many countries which.
but what about the other countries? Don't think about the those countries which are going to develop. What about those who are not developing?
Do you know the increasing price of gold today? In Africa, the gold is extracted from the country.
I do know that, but because of the US imposed tariffs, India is also increasing its tariffs. As we know that India brings jewels and gold from Africa and then trade it to the other countries. So the African countries are having problems because of the Indian imposed tariffs
If
too.
the Africa is selling gold to somehow India, then they are getting the money and they are being in profit. How they are in loss?
They are lost the import sector.
If African countries are selling gold and many such goods to some countries like India, the India is giving some money and they are in profit too. My question is, if tariffs are genuine barriers,
So answer my question properly.
I have answered that Africa is also getting revenue. Because of only tariff, they are able to grow and the tariff.
See, they are paying taxes to our government because of the importing issues. So how
Also importing some goods to Africa. They are also are buying some goods from India and they are also applying some tariffs on Indian goods. That's why they get revenue and their economy increases. It has mutual benefits as the African countries sell gold to us and we sell some domestic products like and Indian agriculture countries as Aditya said that then we are selling the agriculture products to African countries. My question is, if tariffs are genuine barrier, why do the world's biggest trading nations continue to see them if and they still remain in the top of global trade ranking?
last what is the last? Clearly, speak little bit loudly so that I can hear properly.
If tariffs are genuine barriers, why do the world's biggest trading nations like America and European countries continue to use them and still remain top in the global trading ranking? It is according to WTO statistics. Are you opposing them?
See, I'm not that much intelligent as them to oppose them. But
This is a statement of them.
see, are not intelligent as them, but see there are there are positive effects too, but we can see there are more negative effects on the countries. See, there are developed countries, there are many developed countries. I understand your topic that you are only talking about the developed countries. Who will think about the underdeveloped countries? See, we can have example of Bihar too. It is a most of it basis on agriculture only. Then why is it still the underdeveloped state?
Its population is too huge. How the government will manage?
The Maharashtra population is also very huge.
Maharashtra is the biggest economy. Is giving.
Then it was also based on agriculture first, na? Then why is not they are developing Bihar and the
Mumbai is the economic capital of India. It is giving many.
yes, but you said that tariff, so we can also take up Bihar. Why it is not growing so like that? There are many underdeveloping countries which
There are many places in Bihar too, such as in Bihar there is a uranium mine in which the uranium is extracted, and uranium is very expensive.
the highest still their GDP and that is low. Why the income is very low? Why the per capita
They
income
have
is very low?
population density. They have small land and a huge population. How will
Then what about the our region? What about the Vidarbha? What about Vidarbha? We are not also developing in that way.
but tariff is not related to this area.
I was giving example. Let hear me properly. I said there are many countries underdeveloped like Bihar, which are having problems like
Bihar is not a country first. Bihar is a state.
I was giving examples like how they are having problems. They too have their problems. I am not saying that they have.
It is not in that topic. It is related to countries, not any state like Bihar and Maharashtra.
I was just giving examples. Okay, then I will give another example. Like you said Vietnam, there was an underdeveloped country. It had problems too. Like the textile industry that dropped. The textile industry dropped after imposing tariffs. First it was 40%, it came up to 32%. Why did they drop? Because of the tariff imposed only. Then how will you define?
But it also selling the goods and
Then what about the 8%?
despite tariff, India's textile exports have not collapsed. In fact, India exporters have 40 billion of.
Wait. Repeat again. Repeat again.
Despite tariffs, it not only Vietnam, in India also, despite tariffs, India's textile exports have not collapsed. In fact, India has exported over 40 billion worth of textile barriers. And would have stopped this?
See, you talk about textiles. It is right that textile industry
Many countries are getting profit from the textile industry after being imposed tariffs.
Okay, you talk about textile industries. I agree with that. Our India is developing textile.
The employment.
I said first to that IT companies like TCS, Infosys and other stocks, its stocks have fallen up to 8 to 9%.
Elaborate why it happened. The Tamil Nadu state is increasing by day, not decreasing in day by day. Then what report says about it? My report said about that optimum tariff theory increases the job and economic growth. Can you please talk about practical? If you should talk practically. One real life example. Give real life example. Tamil Nadu is a growing state, not a declining state. Taking an example of USA, due to 50% tariff, there is decline of 20 to 25% of jobs. That's no problem. The 25% profit was already there, but the 25% profit was applied by USA on the purchase of Indian and Russian oil by the India. Now we are saying that Tamil Nadu is underdeveloping country. The topic is about tariff, not a developing state. Tamil Nadu is a state, not a country. I am talking about it. The state is giving 100% of the jobs to the people, but due to which 20 to 25% of the jobs are reduced. Because the price of the sea rate increased in USA.
The thing is not about state, it is about country and it is about tariff.
But eventually the state would contribute in the country's trade na.
The topic is about country and the exporting trade of India.
Take,
Please talk about India as an answer. I am pure
if
India.
you're taking about India, there is a fall of 1.45 trillion in the field of electronics. In engineering, it is about 1.5 million, and in gems and jewelry, which is exported from India to other countries, there is a fall of 1,932 million dollars.
Is there a single country in the world? Is America a single country?
America is a country which is the largest buyer of the jewelry and gems from India. Electronics is also buy from the USA, sorry, India.
The company are unable to adapt to it because of the high and the tariff is randomly high and America is not the single country who buys the
But
goods
mostly of goods are exported to USA na.
how much?
For the world economy, the jewelry is transported to 56% of jewelry is transported of India to the USA.
Are you negative minded or positive minded? First answer.
I'm in favor of it.
So if you are pessimist, then you will see that tariff is a bad and oh my god, how much is the tariff? And you will just straight. And if you are optimistic, you will search that there is self-reliance, diversified trade and economic growth, which will lead to the increase in the production. If there is a technology in America and there are so much tariff and you can buy it, so where are scientists of India? They can create it.
But it takes time na. Taking an example, for example, for a short period of time, there was a decline in 60.2 billion dollars. For example, the supercomputer,
It was invented by India.
the US declined for the supercomputer. Therefore, India made supercomputer annually.
There is a power for scientists.
Yes, but can you tell me how time it takes?
The time is not matter, the technology is matter.
Time is matter. Time is money, bro.
Instead of short term, you will think for long time profit.
But the decline which happened in a short period of time will affect for a long period of time now.
It's not that. It is expected.
It will.
Long term gain and short term is not. Short term pain that is long term gain. Listen to my question. Not every accident would add up. Many small businesses suffered huge losses before finding new buyer.
Can you please elaborate the question?
Not every SME would add up. Many small businesses suffered huge losses before finding new buyers.
For the newcomers in the market, there is a problem to find for the investment for them.
Trade never stop. It will give new rise to new country and diversify trade.
I'm talking of, I'm saying that the trade never stop. I agree with that. But the problem of finding of the investor is very hard for newcomers.
So what is the answer of the question?
You are just taking the question away. You are just taking the question in the unknown.
respected judges and my workers. My name is Isabel and I am here to debate in against of the topic tariff barriers to trade.
I know that. Firstly, you ask questions.
Uh,
Don't waste time.
and my question and my question is why are African countries so much poor and they don't impose tariffs?
Repeat question.
Why African countries too much poor and they didn't impose the tariffs?
Example to the topic. Example to the topic.
Let me ask the question again. There is a complex global supply and chain in all countries. Uh, do you justify tariffs increase cost for currencies and manufacturers? Isn't this sell?
Firstly, clear your question. My question, as the India tariffs are imposed, then the local industries will get definitely affected, no doubt, no doubt. Then the actual price of products will get increased. When the tariff is applied on it, then the local people of USA will purchase the low price products and not the Indian product. Even if the good quality, this will create a pressure on the Indian industry to meet the
Repeat the question.
my question is that how will solve the problem of the sudden unemployment in our country? So answering
Uh, our country are very biased and for unemployment if the foreign industries will not come in India, our country has some local industries which give employment to our population. Uh, when the tariffs also encourage startups.
they tariff
So, my worthy opponent, you are my junior, so being respective. So, according to my question, which is given by the World Trade Organization (WTO), the question is the World Trade Organization Global Trade Outlook and Statistics. That's the book or the report presented by World Trade Organization shows that the merchandise trade is to expand by 2.6% in 2025, even after imposition of higher tariffs by major economies.
question is over. Are you asking?
Let me complete my question first. So, if tariffs were genuine barriers, the United States, despite leaving reciprocal tariff of up to 50% on India, the Indian goods record export worth 2.1 trillion in 2025 compared to last year 2024 that was 2.07 trillion.
I'm not understanding your question.
Let's start from basic. The export amount that was recorded in 2025 was 2.1 trillion. Okay. So compared to the last year, which was 2.07, which is less than this year, even after the US have imposed tariff. So what will be the answer? If the tariff are border, so what will be your answer according to you?
I don't know.
So it will be considered as our point, okay?
why was there decline in percent of laborer? They were in 30 to 20% now decline. So what is the reason?
Because of the random hike done by the USA has randomly hiked the tariff at high level, which has made the instability in the world. Let me complete my word. They have randomly hiked, which the companies are unable to adapt it. So the best option for them is to reduce the labor. But according to World Trade Organization, in 2025 they will definitely grow the amount of labor trade, as well as they will definitely find a way to oppose it. As the World Trade Organization Global Trade Outlook and Statistic, the book I have previously mentioned, says that the in 2025 there will be definitely hike of up to 5% in the rate of the whole world.
जर लेबर कमी झाले तर मग आपल्या इकॉनॉमीमध्ये फरक पडतो ना नाही.
So that's labor according to me, and what is labor I don't know. So the thing is, the thing is that labor have been reduced. Yes, I agree to it. But in 2026, the World Trade Organization, I have previously mentioned 2 times, is saying that in 2025 they will definitely find a way and will increase the export. That will make the stability again. Because of the random hike, there has been instability. This lead to the job loss in the labor. If you are unable to understand, that will be my point again.
I don't know that.
So, it's my point. You must ask the question from your team.
My question is that why was there decline in percent of labor?
Another, please, I have answered it perfectly. Yeah.
So I don't know. So here I will ask question. I am the point with favor so I will tell that tariff increases prices and hurts consumers more. So I have question that how will you do that tariff don't that because of tariff the prices are not increased and consumers are not hurt. Prove that tariff because of tariff prices are not increased.
Due to tariff, the revenue for the government, those who import this goods from another country, the revenues are increased. Thus, this government can provide schemes to the citizens of that country so that they will get benefit from it.
When the tariffs are increased, the rates of metal and other things are increased. Okay, you agree?
But this government provides subsidies on it.
No, you agree that when the tariffs are there, the things that are exported like metal and others that are used for making global things like cars and etc.
But metals are mostly found in our India.
So important. But when we import it, when we export it in other countries, as imported in America, the lot of car companies make their cars there, and we import cars from there. So when the metal is increased, the price of the car increase. That hurt the consumer. The consumers have no escape to because they are essential. They have the car essential for their work. So because of when the tariff increase, it hurts to the consumer because they don't have any option to buy anything.
But US is not a single producer of cars. In South Korea, the Hyundai company of cars, it is most famous among the Indian buyers, and it is more. It is essential for it is good type of company of Hyundai. It provides most of the technologies rather than the USA car.
But because of tariff, the consumers have to pay extra money for buying the car.
No, it's not. The quality matters, not the quantity.
The same quality before tariff, they are getting in low price. But when the tariff is applied, the price of the car was higher, and the consumer have to pay extra money. That is not essential to pay.
it will help the citizens of our country to develop their thoughts and become entrepreneurs
I
so
don't
that they
understand what are you
can
saying.
so that they can become the entrepreneurs, they can start up their own businesses so that the new cars will innovate in our country.
But if they will start their business, so they will need metal and by anyway the tariffs are applied on metals and other things, so the price will increase directly and
So
it
the
will be earned by
metals
the.
all are found in mostly in India, just like uranium that is
So
used
other
for
than the
bomb.
other countries that exports that imports the metal from India, what about that?
Sorry, repeat it.
The other countries also export the metal from India. As you said that metal are more in India. So what about that? The people, the cities of that country have to pay extra money. That is not essential.
But it is favorable for our nation.
It is not. It is our fault. We should think only for ourselves, or we should go with all our or the persons or people.
But metals are not just essential for citizens. The food grains which are most mattered.
But if you want, you will make the car from food grains.
But cars are just for luxury. That can be bikes that are just making.
Bike, cycle, scooty, you need matter to do anything for
But they
making
are
work.
just more
For making
for-
work, also you need iron rod. And the metals are the basic necessity nowadays.
But they are necessity. But the parts which are made from parts which are used to make the cars, vehicles that are mostly made in India.
No, we also import cars from other
Did
countries.
you know the small scale industries?
Okay, listen. The some not more than not more than but the cars which we make are we send it to the other countries for checking that for testing their safety. You know that.
Yes.
So when they come, it is also direct we have to import and export there.
But the quality of car do matter. If the technology is more advanced, then they will buy that.
So when we will remove the tariff, we will cost the same car lesser. But because of tariff, the prices increases and
But
and
if
the
we do not apply the tariff, the dumping will increase. If let me give me one example. If tomorrow China dumps a car which is at the lesser price, so the industry will collapse and say that then you can say that is tariff barrier or protection.
tariff is barrier. So okay, let me explain. So if you are taking about small industries, so they will have to buy the metals for making the cars, and the metals are.
I have given answer, so
No,
let
you
me
are not
ask.
clearing that answer.
You are not understanding, so it's not my fault.
I am understanding. You are not clear to hear that you are wrong.
You are wasting my time, so let me ask my
Only
question.
one line you can't repeatedly and I'm not satisfied with your answer.
Let me ask my question. Then
Yeah.
did you
Ask us. You are eager to ask. Don't waste time.
did you know the country Democratic Republic of Congo?
Yeah, no.
So you don't have legal knowledge.
No, I don't.
So let me put the Democratic Republic of Congo. It is a country in before imposition of taxes. There was the export surge on Democratic Republic of Congo. It is the second largest producer of copper in world. Mostly 2.5 million tons copper are yearly produced from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Before imposition of taxes, 2000% surges were applied on that. But now after tariff, the Congo is becoming developing day by day. The production of copper has increased from 2.5 million to 3 to 4 million. Now the earning of Congo has increased from increased largely due to this tariff. Its economic development has increased about 30 to 40 million dollars. How explain? If you say that tariffs are
Explain it in
barrier.
short without numbers.
In Democratic Republic of Congo, before imposition of taxes, there was a surge which was approximately 2000%. But now, after imposition of taxes, it has the Congo is becoming developing day by day. Its earning has increased to 30 to 40 billion dollars. How explain if you are saying that tariffs are threat to
It is not
economy?
because of that, because today, you know that today's world is developing. So for existing in this world, the country needs economy, and for economy, the people of that country are working harder to be for taking economy from and be and for their existence in the world.
So you are saying that tariffs are good. You are not saying that tariffs are not barriers. Hence, tariffs are not barriers to trade. They increase the economy of country.
Tariffs are barriers to trade.
How you are saying that tariffs are not barrier? It increases the economy of country.
It is not because of tariff. If it in today's world, I said that today's developing world. So for our existence, we have to improve our economy.
So
Okay.
tariff increases the economy of country.
India tariff were through. Good afternoon. Good morning. Firstly, I would like to ask you that do you agree with this statement that tariffs reveal dependence? What? Tariffs reveal dependence. Please elaborate. I asked that. Do you understand this? Then I will explain. Yes. When a country imposes tariffs, extra tax on imports, exposes how much that country depends on the foreign goods. For example, if India puts a tariff on imported electronics and prices suddenly rise, it shows that India heavily depends on other countries for that foreign suppliers or supplies that other countries supplies. So I would like to ask that the tariffs are not barriers, and if tariffs were not there, so any country wouldn't develop. How? On 2nd September 2025, 4 days ago, under the Atmanirbhar Bharat, India developed a Indian-made chip, which was a innovation through the motivation of the tariffs. If tariff is not the barrier, then why the Tirupur, a major textile hub, seen that around 1,50,000 workers lose their jobs? Ideally bring their jobs. Tariffs don't SMEs are the backbone of our exports, and they prove resilient. For example, Tripura textiles, European markets, and Surat diamond new ties with Africa. That's proof they are adapted successfully. I don't want example. I want the answer. Tariff don't repeat the question. Tirupur, a major textile hub, sees that around 1,50,000 workers lose their jobs because of tariffs. The tariffs are not responsible for the jobs of that people. How can you tell that? Tariffs are not barriers. Tariff in case motivate people to innovate new things. The ICMR introduced a Ceremo device, a handheld tool for diagnosing traumatic brain injuries. But can you bring their jobs? Tariffs are not responsible for that. Yes. The tariffs increase employment by because they are responsible for beginning the startups. How? They lead to startups. Where did they bring money from? Government provides subsidies and loans. Update your knowledge. It is not for all. tell that the ICMR introduced a ceremony device. This device is entered in this device diagnoses the traumatic brain injury. This is a type of innovation. It is led due to the motivation of through the tariff.
Now we move to the judges round. I request the honorable judges to ask the questions from the leader of house and the leader of opposition. Either member can also answer the question.
I'm asking the questions to the group who is against the topic. That as we know that as the tariff was imposed, but another thing was already considered that China as our enemy. Even though China is behaving good with us, but behind the curtain, unnecessary urgent activities are going on, as we have seen in Dogla. But it is a great opponent of the China. It is a great opponent of America. So now, America is in the favor of India because we are the opponent of China. But now China, Russia, and India, they are coming together, and in the international market, as you know that there is a monopoly of dollars. Okay, so because of union of three countries, the whatever the currency is there, they are in the mentality that new currency will be formed, and until we are dependent on the dollars, that's why our GDP is also less. If in the upcoming future, if all these countries come together and internationally they form the new currency, is it not the, we can say, the scope for India? How it will be a barrier?
Sir, can you repeat it shortly?
इंडिया और चाइना जो है वो पहले हम देखते नहीं, और अभी क्या हो गया कि जब से अमेरिका ने टैरिफ अप्लाई किया है तो अमेरिका, चाइना और रशिया एक साथ आ गए हैं. अब एक साथ आने के साथ साथ ऑलरेडी अमेरिका इज कंसीडर्ड दैट इट इज द बिगेस्ट पावर इन द वर्ल्ड, बट चाइना इज नॉट इन द मेंटालिटी टू एक्सेप्ट इट. So that's why even we are not having the good thoughts or good relation with the China in the past. After 5 years, the Honorable Prime Minister visited the Shanghai Conference. तो अभी रशिया, इंडिया और चाइना, हम तीनों मिलकर एक डॉलर पे सोच रहे हैं, एक करेंसी पे सोच रहे हैं. इट विल बी अनदर देन द डॉलर. अगर हम कुछ ऐसा नया डॉलर अगर लाए और अमेरिका को अगर ऑप्शन प्रोवाइड करते हैं तो भारत के लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं है क्या? तो एक तरफ से कब हुआ है जबकि अमेरिका ने हमारे ऊपर इंपोज किया है. अगर हमारे पे अमेरिका अगर इंपोज नहीं करता था तो हम चाइना से दूर दूर जाते थे. हालांकि हम नियर बाय, अगर आपने हिस्ट्री अगर देखा तो चाइना का जो इंडिया से एक्सपोर्ट है वो पिछले 10 साल में कम होता गया है. पहले 1.5 का 0.7 है. हालांकि इंडिया का चाइना में एक्सपोर्ट, अमेरिका में जो एक्सपोर्ट है वो बढ़ता जा रहा है 75%. अब चाइना में बढ़ने वाला जो एक्सपोर्ट है, सॉरी अमेरिका में जो बढ़ने वाला हमारा एक्सपोर्ट था, अब हमें मार्केट अगर मिल रहा है चाइना के पास, रशिया के पास, तो टैरिफ इंपोज होने के बाद ही मिल रहा है. तो ये अच्छी बात नहीं है क्या?
Sir, you talked about introducing a new currency. While we are introducing a new currency, we need to analyze all the countries and also analyze about the US dollar and about the expenses. So, while doing this, it is a very time-consuming process. It might take in that short period of time, it will create a longer impact on the companies because their trading and their growth rate will decrease, and thus it will have also have impact on employment, also have impact on the GDP and economy too.
Actually, for information, already when the Ukraine and Russia war was started, already India Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar, he had made an agreement with the Russia that whatever the crude oil we will be there, it will be in our own currency. We dollar नहीं चल रहा है.
Sir, okay, sir, I understand it. But what about the other countries? We are also dependent on Russia, but we have to also trade with the other countries too. And while doing that, our currencies make various difference when we talk about the European countries that develop, and there is a very big difference between our currency and their currency. So at that time, we are also at the loss.
ठीक है, but actually whatever the currency they are forming, they are thinking, it will not a time consuming. We are dependent on the dollars. अगर नई करेंसी अगर फॉर्म हो रही है तो हमारा जो वैल्यूएशन है बढ़ जाएगा. ठीक है, ओके. Now questions to the who are in the favor. As there was Operation Sindoor. During Operation Sindoor, it was the statement of the Donald Trump that I was the person who brought the good package between the India and Pakistan, but it was not the fact. And as Donald Trump is investing most of the money trades in the Pakistan, so internationally it is a discussion that because of the pressure of Pakistan, India is imposing the tariff on India, because already China is also taking the crude oil from the Russia, but America is not imposing the tax where on the China, because they know that India is dependent for that Kashmir on America's interfere. Secondly, even in the past, our Prime Minister, he has a record that maximum foreign countries visited. But even at the time of diplomacy of India, no country strongly come forward to support the India except Israel, even Russia also. Russia was not given any statement upward. Okay, so my question is that हम अगर कह रहे कि ये ठीक है हमारे लिए सपोर्ट है, अब हम जापान के साथ डील किया है, नियर बाय 23% हमने उसके साथ ट्रेड किया है, विच इज वी आर कॉस्टिंग 70%. तो आने वाले टाइम में अगर बाकी लोगों ने भी अगर ऐसा किया तो इज इट नॉट द लॉस ऑफ द मार्केट फॉर अस?
Sir, please repeat the question.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के बाद हमें मैक्सिमम कंट्री ने सपोर्ट नहीं किया. अमेरिका रशिया जो हमारा अच्छा दोस्त है उसने भी स्ट्रॉन्गली स्टेटमेंट नहीं दिया, क्योंकि अभी रशिया जो है चाइना के साथ अच्छी फ्रेंडशिप कर रहा है. उनका प्रोजेक्ट जो है वो चाइना के साथ एस्टैब्लिश हो रहा है, जो कि 2 लाख के पास हो रहा है. तो अभी आने वाले टाइम में हम हमारी फॉरेन डिप्लोमेसी है वो फिक्स कर रहे हैं. हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने मोर देन 50 प्लस कंट्रीज को विजिट किया, लेकिन जब ऑपरेशन सिंदूर हुआ तब हमारे फेवर में बोलने वाले बहुत कम देश थे एक्सेप्ट इजराइल, जो भी सामने आया. तो अभी अमेरिका जो है अगर हमें थोड़ा सा ओवरकम अगर करना है पाकिस्तान के साथ, तो अमेरिका ही ऐसा कंट्री जो प्रेशर बढ़ा सकता है, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान का जो दोस्त है वो चाइना है और चाइना रशिया के साथ चल रहा है. तो आने वाले टाइम में हम अमेरिका के साथ दुश्मनी करके पूरा इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में हम जो अदर कंट्री ढूंढ रहे हैं, क्या उन पर अमेरिका प्रेशर डाल सकता है, या और उसके साथ साथ क्या हमें वो फ्यूचर में भी साथ देंगे, इसकी प्रैक्टिकल से बड़ी सर्टेनिटी है, इसकी गारंटी क्या है?
So, for example, now America imposed tariffs on India and also on China. There is a trade war between China and America. So we came together and formed a group called BRICS, in which Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa are contributing their economy and all the strategy to downfall of dollar. So if we are in a group like BRICS and all are supporting us for the downfall of dollar, so we can pressurize somewhat America so that we have these much countries and these much economy. So how would only you and your dollar who will destroy us. And you are saying of small countries, so if America pressurizes small country, we are there enough to get support of Russia because because we buy a lot of oil from them. We are also now having friendship with China. So our neighboring countries are becoming our friends and they are also the enemies of America. So they should support us because PM Modi is visiting every country and making alliances with every country and friendship. So America can be pressurized by us because of our good support with the countries like China and Russia. China now.
अभी हम बात कर रहे थे बोला तो अभी जस्ट yesterday there was interview of Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister of India. Day before yesterday there was working an announcement of the GST. अगर ऐसा अगर होता था तो 28% का GST 18 पे क्यों आया?
GST is decreased nowadays, right? From 22nd September, GST would decrease would be applicable. And you are asking why it is so because of tariff. Means what? GST is decreased not just because of tariffs, but also there are many points like economic burden to our nation. Uh, and our nation is for developing nation, so it is not good to gain more GST from people because our country needs to distribute, needs to support its people by keeping them in the economic race and not give a burden on them by increasing so many GST. And despite of tariff, we are not scared of it. We are doing trade with Russia freely, likewise, and selling them to Russia, which is a benefit for India, gain profit. And this had made a lot of profit to India in past 2 years because uh, we are not feared by USA. And Nirmala Sitharaman didn't just decrease GST because of the tariff.
हा जो प्रश्न आहे तो प्युअर भारतीय त्यांच्याकरता की आपलं म्हणण्याप्रमाणे टेरिफ हा चुकीचा आहे. तर टेरिफ फ्री किंवा टॅक्स फ्री वर्ल्ड शक्य आहे का? माझी लिंकिंग आहे, 3 क्वेश्चन आहे आता पुढे लिंकिंग असणार आहे. टॅक्स फ्री वर्ल्ड, जगामध्ये कुठेही टॅक्स नाही, ही कल्पनारम्य गोष्ट आहे की प्रत्यक्षात येऊ शकणारी गोष्ट आहे?
सर, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल.
नॉट पॉसिबल. मग आता आपण विरोध कसा करायचा? मग आपला विरोध काय?
Sir, tariffs are quite good, but now the US has imposed exorbitant taxes. Now 25% and other there was 25% penalty. So sir, it has impact. It might benefit one nation, but it is then not benefiting the other nation because USA might get benefited by earning more money. But when we can India see that it has having impact on their economy. So because the growth rate of our Indian companies has decreased, and we have also seen that there was, because of the tariff, our economy has paced down by $5 billion. So it is not a small amount, like $5 billion our India economy has decreased. The growth rate has also decreased because of the tariff.
याचा अर्थ आपल्याला आपलं जो टॅरिफला जो अडथळा म्हणतो आपण, मग तो तितका आहे का?
So it is
when we are going to say that the barrier to trade, tariff is the tariff. It is tariff in that tax. It is between the two countries. परंतु tax ला जोडी होतो. फक्त त्याला नाव वेगळं काय केलं? इम्पोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट बिझनेस मध्ये होतो म्हणून त्याला आपण tariff म्हणतो अथवा इट इज टॅक्स. मग टॅक्स म्हणजे तुम्ही म्हणा की शक्य नाही त्याचा टॅक्स राहणार नक्की आहे की नाही. मग आपण मग तरी त्याला बेरियर म्हणायचं का?
So we cannot totally agree on that point, but
म्हणजे आपल्याला आपला विरोध जो प्रकार आहे बॅरियर म्हणाल बॅरियर नाही म्हणायचं.
so we can call it barrier if it is imposed on higher amount. If it is on less amount like 18, like 10, 12, so it is okay because we can earn both sides and the both sides will be benefited. But now the trade war that is going on, it will only benefit one nation only.
म्हणजे आपल्याला बदलावं लागेल की
So we have to
जास्त टेरिफ इज barrier to the trade.
yes, exorbitant taxes.
Excess tariff is the barrier to the trade. Tariff is not the barrier to the trade. असं तर अर्थ नाही की नाही. ठीक याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला मी एक सांगितलं सगळ्यांना काही महत्वाचं बोलले. कौटिल्य नाव ऐकलं कोणी? ऐकलं? इकॉनॉमिक्स हा जो विषय आहे ना सब्जेक्ट फक्त 9वी-10वी शिकला असतो. हा या इकॉनॉमिक्सचा फादर ऑफ इकॉनॉमिक्स कोणी आहे? कौटिल्य. जगात पहिल्यांदा अर्थशास्त्र कोणी मांडलं तो कौटिल्य मांडला. इज इंडियन ओरिजिन आपल्या भारतातला आहे आणि त्याचं सगळ्यात महत्वाचं एक प्रिन्सिपल त्यांनी मांडला टॅक्स किती असावे. टॅक्स किती कुठल्याही राज्याने त्या राजे होते टॅक्स किती लादावे पब्लिक वरती. तर त्याचं म्हणणं आहे की बेअर करता येईल इतके टॅक्स लावावे त्याच्यापेक्षा जास्त टॅक्स लावू नये. कारण जास्त टॅक्स लावला काय होतं तुम्ही जो विषय मांडलाय कारण म्हणजे तो चुकीच्या पद्धतीने मांडला गेला. स्मगलिंग काय होते? टॅक्स जास्त असला तर टॅक्स चोरी करण्याची प्रवृत्ती वाढते की नाही. तुम्हाला जर बेअर करता येईल त्यामुळे माहित आहे की जळगाव नांदेडचं भाडं 20 रुपये तुम्ही सगळेजण तिकीट काढून जा आणि 500 रुपये म्हटलं तर प्रयत्न हा करा की विदाउट तिकीट जमते का पार होता येते का आहे की नाही. ही टेंडन्सी आहे. त्यामुळे टॅक्स हा इतकाच असला पाहिजे म्हणजे टॅक्स इज नॉट अ बेरियर टू ट्रेड. एक्सेस टॅक्स इज द बेरियर टू द ट्रेड. म्हणजे आपल्याला थोडासा आपला विरोध आहे तो कमी करावा लागणार आहे. मान्य आहे ना. आता तुम्ही क्वेश्चन लावू यांनी एक पाऊल मागे घेतला म्हणजे आता आपण जिंकलो का काय लक्षात ठेवा. समोरचे की हा आपला जीत फिक्स करत नसते. कारण आपल्याला पुन्हा एक जुनी म्हण आहे कि हमारी लाइन खुद बड़ी करने के लिए सामने वाले की लाइन काट कर हम अपनी लाइन बढ़ा नहीं सकते. हमारी लाइन बढ़ाना है तो वी विल हैव टू इम्प्रूव इट है ना. अगर अब मुझे बताओ कि वेदर हाई रेट ऑफ टैरिफ विल इम्प्रूव द ट्रेड ऑफ एनी एक्सपोर्टर नेशन. आपका कहना ट्रेडर इट इज नॉट अ हर्डल. It is not a barrier.
Even though tariffs are important, but high tariffs are not important.
We are going to accept कि अमेरिका ने हाई टैरिफ लगा दे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है कि नहीं. क्या बोल रहे हैं हम? अभी हम कौन सी बाजी लड़ रहे हैं कि अमेरिका हैव इम्पोज्ड द हाई टैरिफ. इवन देन वी आर no problem.
You are saying that tariff, the high tax imposed on a nation.
Yeah, I have specific question is there. I am not only asking that theory because now we are here. अगर अमेरिका केवल 25 लाख हम बोलते जान दो 25 हाई टैरिफ हुआ इसलिए हम यहाँ पर बैठे. अदरवाइज ये आज का सब्जेक्ट हम लेते ही हम कोई और नया सब्जेक्ट ढूंढते विच इज द करंट टॉपिक है ना. तो वही मैंने कहना कि हाई टैरिफ विल इंप्रूव द ट्रेड ऑफ एनी एक्सपोर्टर.
No, high tariff would not improve the trade, but America imposed it on our nation to negotiate. We did many things against America, which made them angry, and for this they imposed the tariff. This would not improve our export department, but we can find alternative and do somewhat export to other countries. America would also reduce their tariff after some time because it's a short-term gain for them, but not a long-term gain. Sir, my teammate wants to speak.
Sir, as America has imposed tariff, so it will not म्हणजे आपल्या टॅरिफवर काही इफेक्ट नाही होणार कारण की इफ अमेरिका हॅज इम्पोज द टॅरिफ ऑन अस सो इंडिया हॅज म्हणजे नेगोशिएट और आउटरीच 40+ कंट्रीज फॉर ट्रेड विथ देम. सो एका कंट्रीच्या मध्ये आपल्या 40 कंट्रीज सोबत आता ट्रेड वाढत असणार आहे. सो इट्स गुड फॉर अस. And not only that, the company Standard and Poor's is a foreign company, so the company give rating to the countries on basis of their trade. So there are म्हणजे आधी इंडियाचं रँकिंग होती B minus. So now the ranking has increased. The ranking has B plus. So it declares that India is now a stable country to invest. So खूप सारे countries as India outreach केलं the negotiation तो only की आपण ट्रेड वाढू शकतो. So PM Modi is PM Modi doing that only तर त्या only because of अमेरिका आपण 40 countries outreach केलं तर definitely आपलं ट्रेड वाढणारच आहे. आणि जर अमेरिकन कंपनी जर only giving us rating Moody's झालं S&P झालं त्या कंपनी जर आपल्याला एवढं चांगलं रेटिंग देणार आहे तर डेफिनेटली द अदर कंट्रीज विल इन्व्हेस्ट इन.
It means that excess tariff from either country will open the so many opportunities for us. अमेरिका ने हमको टेरिफ लगा दिया तो हमें डरने की जरूरत नहीं है. We will find out the other nations also where there is no such type of huge tariff imposed upon our property. अगर उसकी बात मैं और एक आपको उदाहरण दूंगा. कल तक आला नवीन स्टेटमेंट की टेस्ला कसं माहिती इलेक्ट्रिक व्हेकलचं जगातलं सगळ्यात मोठं नाव आहे कंपनी. परंतु गेल्या वर्षातला ट्रेड मार्केटचा जो रेशो आहे तो काहीतरी टेस्लाचा आहे 97.5 करोड डॉलर वगैरे काय $1 बिलियन वगैरे आणि टेस्लाचा 106.5. आणि त्याच्यात पुन्हा गंमत अशी आहे अमेरिकेमध्ये त्या चायनाची जी कंपनी आहे तिथं नाव नाही होणार सध्या डोक्यात माहिती आहे मला चायनाची तुमची इलेक्ट्रिक व्हेकलची कंपनी काय तर त्यांचे नाव आहे ते खतरनाक आहे वांगचुंगची काही असते त्यांचं नाव आपल्याला काही लक्षात येत नाही. ही चायना कंपनी चायनाची कंपनी पण तिचा मागच्या वर्षीचा टर्नओव्हर हा टेस्लापेक्षाही जास्त आहे. परंतु अमेरिकेमध्ये चायनाच्या कंपनीवरती इतका मोठा टेरिफ लावलेला आहे की अमेरिकेत तुम्हाला त्या कंपनीची कार रेअरली सापडणार नाही. हे ऍक्च्युअल कार परवाच्या दिवशी जेव्हा हे 3 फूट आले की पुतीन आणि मोदी हे तिघांचा फोटो पाहिल्यानंतर एक्स वरती म्हणजे जुनं जे ट्विटर त्याच्यावरती ट्रम्पने टाकलाय की वी लुजेस द इंडिया. आम्ही इंडियाला गमावलाय टू चायना अँड रशिया असं त्यांचं आलेलं आहे. आणि त्याला उत्तर एका इंडियन इकॉनॉमिस्ट दिलंय. मी 2 जणांची वाचा जेव्हा माझ्याकडे नाव एक जाऊनशी म्हणून आहे आणि अजून गुरुतरी आहे तर त्यांचं अत्यंत सांगितलं आहे. तर त्याच्यात हे आलेलं आहे की चायनाच्या कंपनीचं तरी टर्नओव्हर जास्त आहे. त्यामुळे तुमच्यासाठी लक्षात ठेवा की हर्डल म्हटलं तर हर्डल आहे म्हटलं तर इट क्रिएट अपॉर्च्युनिटी फॉर अदर्स अशी गंमत आहे. थोडंसं आपण दोघांना पाहिजे फ्री ट्रेड टॅक्स वर्ल्ड शुड नॉट बी देअर आणि हा टॅक्स विल डेफिनेटली अफेक्ट. कारण की आम्ही शेवटी आज अमेरिका आहे तुम्हाला तर अमेरिकात आम्हाला बाकीचे दरवाजे उघडले पण नाही एवढे सगळे शहाणे झाले तर किंवा गदे झाले तर अमेरिका शहाणी मला तर शहाणी आहे. कारण प्रत्येक देशात टॅक्स लावतो असा कुठला जगाने पाठवत देश नाही की जो टॅक्स लावत नाही. भारत सुद्धा बाहेरून येणाऱ्या कंपन्यांच्या प्रॉडक्टवरती मोठ्या प्रमाणावरती टॅक्स लावतो. परंतु त्यांनी पुढची गंमत केली आहे भारताची पुढची गंमत काय आहे की त्या कंपनीला ते म्हणतात की तुम्ही तुमच्या प्रॉडक्ट आमच्या देशात तयार करा. We will not impose any taxes upon you, but if you will sell your product which are manufactured in the other nation, other than of India, then there will be a tax. If you will manufacture it in our nation, on our land, then there will be no any tax. त्याच्यामुळे काय होतं की छकमार या सगळ्या कंपन्यांना भारतामध्ये येऊन आपले प्लांट लावणार असतात इंडस्ट्री उभ्या करावं लागतात आहे. कारण त्यांना माहिती आहे सगळ्यात महत्त्वाची गोष्ट काय तरी मग हे काय करतात आहे कारण इंडिया इज सगळ्यात मोठं कस्टमरी मार्केट जगातलं आहे ते फक्त इंडिया आहे. इतकं मोठं कोणाचंच नाही. चायनाची सुद्धा नाही आहे. चायना आपल्याकडे तसं पुढेच आहे. त्याच्यामुळे जेव्हा जेव्हा जगावरती मंदीची लाट येते आणि याच्याबरोबर 2 वेळा आली, तिसरी लाट येण्याची शक्यता म्हणतात आहे. परंतु इंडिया नेवर अफेक्ट कारण आमची स्वतःची क्रय शक्ती आमची स्वतःची जी पर्चेसिंग पॉवर आहे ती खूप मोठी आहे. त्यामुळे आम्ही आमच्या देशात होणारे प्रॉडक्ट सगळे प्रॉडक्ट आम्ही स्वतः विकत घेऊ शकतो. मॅक्झिमम आम्ही विकत घेतो इंडियन लोकांना आणि आमचा त्याचा उपभोग घेतो. आपण एक्सपोर्ट वरती नाही आहे. चायना खराब होईल, जपान खराब होईल कारण जपानची स्वतःची पर्चेसिंग पॉवर खूप कमी आहे. ते मॅक्झिमम त्यांची इकॉनॉमी डिपेंड अपॉन दॅट एक्सपोर्ट. ही सगळ्यात महत्त्वाची गोष्ट आहे. त्यामुळे कुठे हे ठेवायचं आपल्याला की विदाउट टॅक्स फ्री वर्ल्ड का शक्य नाही आहे. टॅक्स फ्री वर्ल्ड का शक्य नाही कारण इंडस्ट्री ज्या सगळ्या आहेत दे आर ओनली वर्किंग फॉर गेनिंग द प्रॉफिट मोर अँड मोर. इंडस्ट्री त्यासाठी काम करतात. इंडस्ट्री कधी लोकांकरता काम करत नाही. त्यांचा मूळ उद्देश फक्त नाटक असं दाखवायला की वी आर वर्किंग फॉर वेलफेअर ऑफ लेबर. परंतु लेबर कडून ते तितका पगार देतात त्यामुळे जास्त पटीने जे प्रॉफिट कमवतात. मग आता असं जर झालं विदाउट टॅक्स फ्री जर काढलं तर सरकारचा उत्पन्नाचा सोर्स कोणता आहे. सरकार टॅक्स का लावतो. आपण प्रत्येक गोष्टीवरती टॅक्स देतो. का सरकार टॅक्स लावतो आपल्यावरती कारण जगातल्या अनेक गोष्टी अशा आहेत. भारतातल्या आपल्या देशाचा विचार करू उद्या आपल्या इथे आपण सगळ्यांना सध्या कौतुक करतो की आपल्या देशामध्ये गडकरी किती छान काम करतात. वाळू किती छान बांधले किती बदले कोणतरी पैसा करून आला टॅक्स मधून आला. सोर्स कोणता आहे. इंडियन गव्हर्नमेंटचं काही प्रोडक्शन आहे का ते अमुक प्रोडक्ट करतं मग ते विकतं आणि मग प्रॉफिट कमवतं असं काही नाही. फक्त ओनली सोर्स ऑफ इन्कम इज टॅक्स. त्यामुळे टॅक्स आहे. नाही तर मग टाटा करणारे का रस्ते बांधणारे किती अदानी बांधणारे का रस्ते. मग शेवटी रस्ते बांधले पण इतका टक्क्यावर उभं करेल गव्हर्नमेंटच उभं करतात. सेंट्रल गव्हर्नमेंट म्हणजे स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट. त्याच्याकरता टॅक्स समजून घ्यायचं आपल्याला या निमित्त समजून घ्यायचं की टॅक्स का असतात. व्हाय वी पे द टॅक्स. व्हाय द गव्हर्नमेंट इम्पोजेस टॅक्स अपॉन अस फॉर दॅट आवर वेलफेअर. आमचे वेलफेअर करता का रस्त्याने होणार कित्येक गोष्टी अशा आहेत की आम्हाला ते सहज मिळतात आहे. परंतु त्याच्या मागे गव्हर्नमेंटनी ह्या लोकांवरती लादलेले टॅक्स दॅट इज द रिझन की गव्हर्नमेंट टू एक्सपेक्ट ह्यूज अमाऊंट. आज आता शेतकऱ्यांना दर महिन्याला 2000 मिळतात आणि लाडक्या बहिणींना 1500 मिळतात आहे. कुठून मिळतात आहे मग दॅट ऑफ द टॅक्स ओनली आहे की नाही. फक्त दॅट इज द मिसयूज ऑफ दॅट टॅक्स. एक आहे पण त्याचा आपला आजचा विषय नाही. आपला विषय आपला वेगळा होतो. ओके
Now it's time for audience round. Audience, if you have any question? Okay. So I would like to request Honorable Judges question. Yes.
My question is for Nigun. As you have said that if there would be tariff, so common man has to buy products at higher price, it would affect him. True. So imagine if there would be no tariff and the made in China goods would be at lower price in India. So all people will buy them only. No one will buy Indian goods, which would create decline of Indian companies and which would increase the influence of China over us and our dependence over them. So it would not only just affect our economy but also our patriotism. How would you?
So I would like to say that if the material the companies that manufacture fan in our India also need to buy the things that metal and other things that are essential to making cars. That is essential for making cars are bought from other countries in India. And on that also the tax. If there is no tax, so in India also said that there are more and more medals in India rather than other countries. Okay, you agree? So the cost for manufacturing of cars in India will be lesser, and the Indian buyers will buy Indian cars rather than China.
No, China won't give us metal if we directly produce cars in our country, because they know they have to influence their country's market in global world, and if they could gain control of India, they could oppose America. They won't give us metal, they would directly give us offer cars, maybe cars or something
But for
else.
making cars, we need metals, no?
China would do that, it would directly give us the cars, or the manufactured product to gain influence over us.
Exactly. What do you want exactly?
Do you get my question? Fine.
My question is for Agati question. As Sharwari said, what's the connection between the national security and tariff? So, do you know about Hazimastan? Do you know? Who are we? You people are talking them about the general knowledge, but you people even don't have general knowledge. Am I right or am I right, Pat?
You just need to ask your question. You do not need to comment on anyone.
Hajim Aslam was actually he used to smuggle and he used to import illegally, and reason behind it was the high taxes. So wasn't it a threat to national security? That's the connection between the national security and tariff. Actually, sir already told about the connection between illegal and legal things. The tariff is, I have already described that tariff is legal and smuggling is illegal. There is no connection between. But because of high taxes, some people are doing the illegal work. आता हर एक गोष्ट टॅरिफ डिपेंडेंट नाही आहे ना. पीपलचे डिपेंडेंट आहे ना, ते हार्ड ऍक्सेस लागून आहे त्याच्यामुळे ते इलिगल आहे. आम्हाला तिथे टॅरिफ तरी नाही आहे ना. जर इन केस कोणाला चोरी करायची असेल, कोणाला चोरी करायची असेल, त्यांच्या ओन जे बिल आहे त्याच्यावर डिपेंडेंट करतात. कोणाला स्मगलिंग करायची ओन बिलची डिपेंडेंट आहे. आपण जर समोरून सांगितलं तुम्ही टॅरिफ आहे म्हणून तुम्ही स्मगलिंग करा, दॅट्स नॉट द रिझन. That's only the excuse. Okay. आता second point आहे का? As they were said that की इंडियाची GDP आहे third number वर जाणार आहे. तर हे गोष्ट काही सेलिब्रेट करण्यासाठी नाही आहे. Per capita income तर कधी खालच्या रँकवरच आहे ना. इंडिया सध्याही GDP मध्ये जरी वरती जात असणार, पण GDP कोणासाठी वाढ नाही? फक्त ते हायर क्लासच्या लोकांसाठी. 40% contribution जे आहे GDP मध्ये ते हायर क्लासच्या लोकांचं आहे. मेजॉरिटी जे आहे ते म्हणजे कॉमन मिडल क्लासचे तरीही contribution आहे याच्यात आहे.
I was not celebrating the rank of our country in GDP. I just said because they were saying that India would be on fifth position. I said no, India is increasing and it would be third. I didn't celebrate ki yes, India is doing very well. India will do in future, no problem. In long term, India will do very much. But I was not saying like ki India is very much developed country and we are only the superpower of the world. Your approach was wrong, so I think you should have listened better and get my approach truly.
Thank you.
Yes. You have asked question about Hazimastan. I would just like to do very slight correction on this. Hazimastan was arrested, and now in Andhra Pradesh, Haji AP Baba Construction Company is running in India, which is doing its trade in legal work. Even though when Ram Mandir was made, Haji AP Baba Construction Company, which is running in 7 states of our country, they are doing the construction. So directly the smuggling is not related to the tax.
To announce today's result.
कोण जिंकलं तर एक लक्षात घ्या, कोण जिंकलं किंवा हरल्यापेक्षा ते त्यांची बाजू व्यवस्थितपणे मांडू शकले म्हणून जिंकले. जो कोणी जिंकणार आहे तो याचा अर्थ त्यांचा बरोबर आहे, जे जिंकले त्यांचंच बरोबर आहे आणि जे हारले त्यांचं चुकलं असं काही नाही. कारण त्यांनी कबूल केलं की फ्री टॅक्स वर्ल्ड वुड नॉट बी एक्झिस्टन्स. तर हाय टॅक्सेस विल डेफिनेटली अफेक्ट एक्सपोर्ट और ट्रेड बिझनेस. त्यामुळे लक्षात कोणी 100% बरोबर नाही आहे, परंतु तरी एक जण कोणतरी जिंकणार आहे, एक कोणतरी हारणार आहे. तो जिंकणार कोण आहे, जो त्याची बाजू व्यवस्थितपणे मांडू शकला किंवा चांगल्या पद्धतीने मांडू शकला. इतकंच आहे फक्त लक्षात. इतकं म्हणायचं तर हाय बरोबर आहे की तुम्ही जे असे नाही कोणी जे कुठे असतील ते लक्षात. तर तुमचं जे ऑब्झर्वेशन आहे किंवा तुम्ही जे इव्हॅल्युएशन केला ऑडियन्स तिथे बसून दॅट इज करेक्ट इव्हॅल्युएशन अगेन्स्ट मोठ्या तरी मी तुम्हाला काही गोष्टी सांगू इच्छितो. सुरुवातीच्या राऊंड मध्ये लक्षात ठेवा, विषय शेवटी हरले असले तरी पहिल्या राऊंड मध्ये फेवरचे असणारे जे ओरेटर्स होते ते आर डुईंग बेटर. ते छान बोलत होते, व्यवस्थित त्यांनी मांडले विषय. आणि त्याच्यातले म्हणजे सुरुवातीला फेवर वाल्यांना मार्क जास्त होते. पहिला राऊंड जो झाला पूर्ण लिसन टू मी त्याच्यामध्ये फेवर वाले पुढे होते, त्यांनी त्यांची बाजू व्यवस्थित मांडली. फक्त क्रॉस आणि रिब्युटल करताना थोडंसं त्यांच्यामध्ये कमजोरी आली, त्यांच्याकडे काही पॉईंट नव्हते स्ट्रॉंग. किंवा त्यापेक्षा महत्वाची गोष्ट म्हणजे अगेन्स्ट क्वालिटी पार्टी त्यांनी खूप पेपर वर्क केलं होतं. अनेक ठिकाणून त्यांनी काही फिगर्स जमा केल्या होत्या. सगळं त्यांनी खूप छान हार्डवर्क त्यावर करायला पाहिजे. प्रिपरेशन बिफोर गोइंग टू युअर प्रेझेंटेशन त्यांचं ते खूप छान होतं आणि त्याच्यामुळे मग त्यांना सेकंड राऊंड मध्ये त्यांनी तो पूर्ण लीड कापला आणि पुढे गेले. आणि शेवटच्या राऊंड मध्ये जी मार्किंग आहे ते असं आहे की यांना फेवर मध्ये जी आहे पार्टी त्यांना मिळाले 245 मार्क्स and the against party get 278 marks. तेहतीस मार्कांनी जे आपण जे होतो की कितने वोटों से चुनकर आए, they won by 33 है ना, ऐसा है. तो ओके, the congratulations to the winning party, but at the same time though they are loser, but they are not loser because they gave a fight benefit to the against party. वैसे भी मेरा ख्याल है कि उस पार्टी के लिए पॉइंट्स बहुत कम थे, उनके फेवर में बहुत ज्यादा पॉइंट्स थे ही नहीं, उनके लिए बहुत ज्यादा पॉइंट्स थे, इसलिए जीते. ये सबसे बड़ी वास्तविकता. ओके, कांग्रेस टू बोथ ऑफ यू, कांग्रेस टू ऑल्सो. ये बहुत मुश्किल टास्क था, वो आपने पूरा किया, इसलिए ऑडियंस को भी एप्रिशिएटेड फॉर दैट.
Actually, when we approach towards sir and we discuss sir what should be topic of debate and sir the tariff, then we had question. Tariff will be able to speak on tariff, were big question. But today, our students, they have proved whichever topic will be given for debate, we are able to tackle it. So please clap for both. At last, the last point of this debate, that is vote of thanks. I'm extremely thankful to honorable judges, respected Thakre sir, honorable Malpade sir. They have judged this judgment. They have given good judgment to this debate. Thank you for sir both. And we thank to all the respected teachers. And thank you special thank to all the students favor motion and against motion They have studied well to make this debate well. I'm extremely thankful for all the both sides students. At last, I'm also thankful for all the audience that they asked questions to this. Thank you all. In this way, I conclude that today's debate is over here.